and Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four in the Baxter building. As the Thing is enjoying a nice hot bath, he receives a knock on the window from Spider-Man. Now Thing is like, what the fuck? But Spider-Man informs him he got an urgent message from the Fantastic Four. The Thing and Spider-Man walk through the Baxter building, but Sue Storm is playing with the kids and she has no knowledge of a text. They check with Mr. Fantastic, but he says he rarely ever texts. Then they check with Johnny Storm, but he tells them fuck no, and he tells them to leave because Spider-Man's nerd energy is killing his vibe. Now Spider-Man is like, damn, as he canceled his plans to be here. But the Thing tells Spider-Man that he didn't have any plans to begin with. Spider-Man and the Thing then sit down at the poker table so the Thing can show Spider-Man a thing or two. But as Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four are inside the Baxter building, this strange man donning a green cloak manifests himself inside. Now at first glance, everybody believes it to be Doctor Doom, but as he takes off the mask, it's revealed to be Kristoff, a robot from Latveria that once lived with the Fantastic Four. Kristoff was originally programmed with Doctor Doom's memories to take Doctor Doom's place in the event of Doom's death. Kristoff was thought to be dead, but now he's returned and he's retrofitted himself with an all-new robot body in order to kill Doctor Doom once and for all. He used Doom's research to construct a replica time machine that only had limited uses. He would go on to steal several of Doctor Doom's sorceries in order to educate himself. He diverted his younger self's probes in order to release the alien symbiote so he can extract samples of it. Using the samples, he constructed a venom bomb and unleashed it on American soil. The attack was traced back to Doctor Doom, and Doom was ultimately incarcerated. But he goes on to say that the madman Norman Osborn freed Doom and returned him to his throne. Kristoff has come because he knows the Fantastic Four are a formidable force in the universe, and when threatened, they're often assisted by Spider-Man. Kristoff tries to rally the heroes to his side, but Sue Storm explains that they've overthrown Doom in the past, but each time, someone even worse took his place. She goes on to state that Doom rules Latveria because the countrymen want him to. Until that changes, there's nothing that can be done. But Reed Richards still wants to help Kristoff, as Kristoff has been messing with black magic. As Reed Richards is explaining how mind-altering black magic can be, Kristoff gets angry at the very notation that he might be mad, and he attacks the Fantastic Four, blasting them with energy beams. Kristoff blasts Mr. Fantastic with lightning, and he states that he'll simply subdue them and bend them to his will with his sorceries. Spider-Man webs up his hands while Sue Storm encases him in a barrier, but Kristoff lets off a loud screech, forcing Sue Storm to release him. Kristoff then uses his dark arts to subdue Mr. Fantastic. But as Sue Storm blasts Kristoff, Kristoff is able to shock her right back as he knows exactly what type of energy her powers conduct due to Doctor Doom's research. But as the Thing grabs him and slams his head into a wall, Kristoff turns around and punches Thing in the face as his upgraded armor makes him especially capable of close-range combat. But Johnny Storm would blast Kristoff, letting him know he's going to melt him. But Kristoff calls him a hypocrite and lets him know when faced with a true challenge, he's just like Doom, willing to kill to achieve his own means. As Johnny Storm catches energy beams to the chest, Spider-Man webs up Kristoff as the Thing runs off to go get something, asking Spider-Man to buy him some time. Now, Spider-Man does buy the Thing some time, but unfortunately, the Thing ends up getting his ass put down anyway. Now, Spider-Man sees what the Thing was going for, so he grabs it, and as it turns out, it's the family album, and it has pictures of Kristoff when he was a little boy and he lived with the Fantastic Four. Kristoff is overcome with emotion as he comes to the conclusion that the Fantastic Four actually never forgot about him. Reed explains they never abandoned him, they simply couldn't find him. They tell Kristoff whatever happened, whatever he's done, they can help, and they offer him a place amongst the family. But reluctantly he refuses as he teleports away, stating Kristoff Bernard needs no one. As Kristoff leaves, the Fantastic Four is saddened by his departure, and they wish they could have done more to find him. The team wishes things were different, but Spider-Man says they weren't, as he kinda sympathizes being a kid with powers with no one to talk to. He tells the Fantastic Four that seeing them made a big difference to him. The Fantastic Four tells Spider Man that he's part of the family, even if he is the black sheep. But as Spider Man shares a moment with the Fantastic Four, we see Kristoff having returned to his base, destroying all the weapons he gathered and regretting his actions, possibly even regretting rejecting the offer of the family he could have belonged to. The end. Thank you for watching.